Pregame.com.
The Raiders are coming to Las Vegas, and Fez is already wanting to fade them. This is Brad Powers in the Pregame.com studios just off the Vegas Strip. We're talking week 1 of the NFL season. We've got a big one in the AFC. We have Oakland traveling to take on Tennessee. And Fez, tell me why I want to fade our future hometown team.
They're not even here. I'm already betting against them. I am on Titans plus 1.5. It's all about Oakland being overrated. All right, nice job, guys. You went 12-4 last year. However, the reason you went 12-4 is because you had 6 close games decided by 6 points or fewer, and you won all 6. And a lot of those games most certainly could have gone either way, including your opening day win at New Orleans by 1 point. And your 2 games against the San Diego Chargers, which was much more about San Diego losing those games than Oakland beating them.
Now, when I'm laying points on the road in the NFL, a lot of times I want a legitimate defense that can make some stops. Oakland last year, as far as total defense, number 26. Can you trust that Oakland defense this year?
And I'm going to take that 26 number, and I'm going to go under. Yards per play, the metric we love to evaluate teams by. Oakland Raiders gave up 6 yards per play. I went ahead and took a look through my notes to see how many teams did worse. The answer is none. And Cleveland and San Francisco, 2 god-awful defenses, 5.9. Both of them better than the Raiders.
All right, let's talk Tennessee here. I was got to be surprised. South Point a couple weeks ago opens up their season win total. Tennessee pops up at 9.5. Are they looking to make that playoff jump this year? What are you seeing?
Yeah, well, the South Point certainly thinks so, opening a number at 9.5. It did go ahead and go down to 9. And I've heard, some sharp guys on the Tennessee Titans under. No, it's more, hey, that number really is too high versus what we expect in the marketplace when the other shops open up and guys wanted to lock in a good number. But I agree with the South Point's handicap that Tennessee's a team on the come. I know they've failed in the past. We've talked about it before. And it looks like they could win the division. Mariota playing well, and they can't get past Indianapolis, and they lose those games against the Colts. But I think with another year under his belt, Mariota recovering from his injury, this is the year the Titans make the jump, make the playoffs.
All right, one more thing here. As far as Oakland, we love these game of the year lines. We want to get ahead of the major line moves because a lot of times this is the one time a year where they're going to move several points throughout the course of the summer. And Fez, I started noticing a trend last year when all that news was coming out that Oakland might possibly move to Las Vegas. They were starting to become a very popular public team. Aren't the public going to be wanting to bet Oakland in this regard?
The public is going to be pounding on Oakland. That's why the odds makers made them the favorite here. But you know what? All those $20 bets, and they will add up. But it's not the Super Bowl. It's not like there's just one game to bet that week. All it takes is 1 or 2 syndicates to come in and bet their $100,000 on the Tennessee Titans plus 1.5 and plus 1 to get this number all the way to pick, or even Tennessee minus 1. I'll make a bold statement. Oakland will either close pick or the underdog when this game kicks off.
Fair enough. Your second main handicap.
Second main handicap, of course, is the early start time. Terrible spot for the Raiders. In preseason, they play 4 games. All-night games, 3 of them on the West Coast, 7 o'clock start time locally. Now they got to turn around with their body clocks and play 10 a.m. their time here on the East Coast. Very, very bad spot.
Now, as far as fading the West Coast teams traveling to the East Coast, that's kind of starting to get priced into the marketplace over the last few years. But got to be honest with you, I saw a trend with Oakland last year. They traveled to the East a lot and fared pretty well.
Yeah, it's a great point because they did very well. A lot of those close games, those wins we talked about were coin flip games that they managed to win. The poster child, week 1, where they went to New Orleans, they were not ready to go. They were down 11 points going into the fourth quarter. They stole the game. They won the game by 1 point. Well, guess what? Tennessee is better than New Orleans was last year. And even if Oakland wins this game by 1 point and finds a way, they're still not covering. And further, as far as the discussion about the West Coast traveling east, I agree with you. A little bit overrated. The overall database says, hey, the market's caught up to this baby. But the 1 week that I really like fading the West Coast teams going east is week 1 after all those night games in preseason. Makes a lot of sense. Your body clocks just are not ready to play that early start time.
All right, Fez, sounds great. Let's make it official.
Let's make it official. Oakland is overrated. Went 12-4 last year only because they had 6 close games decided by 6 points or less. They won them all. and the 10 a.m. Pacific start time is a killer. Someone get these Raiders some coffee because they're going to be tired. Their bodies are going to be used to playing 3 of their 4 preseason games at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now they got a 10 a.m. start time here. Add it up. Fezmath says Titans plus 1.5. More videos at pregame.com.